And welcome to another SEO Secrets with Josh Bachynski. That would be myself. If you've never seen the show before, we are probably one of the longest running shows on YouTube about the SEOs, which is now turned into GEO and AEO and all these other names that are mostly horseshit, which I'll get to later today. Oh yeah, you'll get blunt, unvarnished truth from me. You'll get nothing but what is actually going on and how I actually see it. And I've been doing it for 30 years, so I have something of an opinion about it. Whether that's a good opinion or not, you'll need to listen and find out. A couple long-running segments on the show. If you've never seen us before, as I said, we are the best place on the YouTubes to find information about SEO. If you need to email me any SEO questions, by all means do so. Here's my email address at the bottom left-hand side. It's just my name at gmail.com. You should be able to see it. Now I have something in my eye. That's great. A couple other segments. Make sure to hammer the like and subscribe if you can. If you know anybody who's trying to learn SEO, get them in here. I'm the best place to learn SEO. Once you learn it with me, you learn it right, and you can never go wrong unless you don't listen to what you learned. If you listen to what you learned, you will be fine. And we have probably the best mentorship group for SEO on the planet, and one of the last SEO groups on the planet. And that's because we know what we're doing. So for us, the recent changes haven't been much of a change, as it has been for other people. But we'll discuss that today, because today we're discussing AEO, GEO, AIO. I'm calling it BSEO, as in bullshit SEO, or the latest hype. It's kind of the latest hype, but there's one or two caveats in which it's a very big deal, and you should be paying attention and listening to that. And also, if there's any questions, if you have any questions, by all means ask. If you're in the chat here, you can ask questions in the chat. If you wanted to keep it private, keep it private. At the end of the show, remind me, I will give out the coupons, the gifts, which are different today, different than before, to the folks here in the Gmail. This is not Gmail, in the Zoom, whatever, I don't know. This tech thing, stuff that's going on, this thing, whatever this is, whatever reality this is. I don't even know what reality I'm in anymore. I'll be giving out the coupons and gifts here. Also, I will select somebody from here to be the SEO Power Hour. I wish I had the ability to get an echo going. Power Hour. Actually, I do. I could do that, but it's under the desk. Who knows? The zone of under the desk. I don't know if your desk is like my desk, but it's like a zone, and you never know what's going on in there. Hello, Assad. How you doing? I'm just going to turn your video off, my friend. Be yourself, not your. You got Assad. You have John Mueller behind you. Psst, don't look now, but John Mueller is behind you, brother. Look out.
Yes.
Cool. If you want to ask any questions, go ahead, my friend. And you can stay there. That's fine. It's better to have more people, I guess. And I like that John Mueller thing you got there. I'm not sure what's going on there. That's funny. That is John Mueller behind me. What's going on? Okay. Also, a long-running segment on the show is: am I broadcasting to YouTube correctly? Let's go see. Yes, I hear noise. I'm broadcasting correctly. Woohoo! Okay. So if you're also watching live on YouTube, you can ask any questions on the right-hand side as well. Please, by all means, go ahead and do that. So what I will do is I will turn this. There's a way to turn this. Let's do something. I don't know, something or other. I don't know. Zoom always changes what they're doing here. I'm not really sure. So Assad, if you have a question, I'll turn your camera on then if you don't mind. But given how incredibly vain I am, I like to see myself while I'm doing this. Okay, sorry. Apologies. All right. So today, again, nothing but unvarnished truth from me. I'm fully aware of how vain I am. Obviously, with this giant poof in my head and the color, clearly, incredibly vain. Okay, so today. Okay, so I did receive some initial questions of people what they want to talk about. So Shanaka, I hope I pronounced that correctly, asked and they said got AEO content gap. George said he'd like a little more detailed local SEO, so I'll cover that today as well. I'll go into a little bit more detail about local SEO. And George, if you're listening, if you're here, or if you're on the YouTubes, if you want to flesh out a little bit more what you want to know, because local SEO is a pretty giant topic, so let me know what you want me to get into a little bit more. at that point. So the first question, looking got AEO content gap. This is gonna be very interesting, so keep listening. So, I mean, this is the right question to be asking, or the right area of question to be asking, for sure. AI engine optimization, which is probably what that stands for. We're in a really new we're in a really new time right now, quite frankly. It's like the dot-com boom. I'm old enough to remember the dot-com boom. We're like 1993. It's like Nirvana just put out Smells Like Teen Spirit. We're all smelling like Teen Spirit. We're raging against the machine. Like Firefox is the major browser, or Netscape Navigator is the major browser. And that's how early in this game we are. So for those of you who are as old as me and remember what the hell those things are that I'm talking about. We need 4 or 5 more iterations of a ChatGPT coming out before we come up with the killer app, as they coined the phrase they coined during that time. The Google, that's going to be the de facto standard for the next 10, 20 years that dominates the thing. If history is any teacher, that's what's going to happen. And we are like 4 or 5 iterations away from that already. Maybe 3 or 4 iterations away from that already. So it's not really, a thing yet. So sorry. So I'm gonna bury the lead. I'm gonna skip to the end and just tell you it's not really a thing yet. AI engine optimization. I mean, it is in the sense that Google is an AI and has been for over a decade. So it is AI engine optimization, but it's with Google, because Google still has the vast majority of search share. I know I say this every week, but I got it because this is the latest bad idea that I need to squash, is that, we need to optimize for ChatGPT and Perplexity, and I can pay. Here's another bad idea I heard recently. I was reminded on a call, I won't mention any names, but I was reminded on a call recently that somebody told me they were paying $5,000, $10,000, even $15,000 a month to an agency, and they weren't getting anywhere with their SEO. Ever happened to you? No, wrong. That should not be happening. Don't feel bad about yourself, but that's bad. That's bad. It gives me the bad feeling. It gives me the no feeling. Nobody's website is my website but mine, or whatever. I don't know. I was trying to make a joke of that, but as most jokes, they failed. They failed miserably. Dad jokes. Nothing but dad jokes all day here. Even though I'm not a dad, I'm just old. I'm an uncle though. I'm an uncle. So it's a bad uncle joke, which is even worse. A bad uncle joke is even worse than a bad dad joke. But anyway. So So again, no one is using these other things. No one is. I mean, not in you vastly underestimate the amount of people on the planet who hammer in Google searches every second of every day. Yes, ChatGPT has hundreds of millions of users, maybe 100 million active, but they don't know what to do with it. They're all dropping it. It's not making any money. It's not in any way the killer app yet. It's not in any way going to steal market share away from Google yet. Everyone, even though they're adding Etsy and Shopify into ChatGPT, so people can very foolishly at this initial stage buy off of ChatGPT, like that's the worst idea ever at the moment. Good luck with your return policy with that, because it ordered me this and I wanted that, and it said it was this. It's going to be totally messed up from the beginning. And so people are still using Google. The amount of search share that Google lost when these guys came on the scene was like 0.4%, like that. Assad says, my clients are like, when can I add them to ChatGPT and with Shopify? I'm like, it's too early, man. Yeah, exactly. I give you a thumbs up. Yeah, it is a little early for that. It's a little early for that. I mean, we'll have to see how difficult it is. Yeah. So one piece of news is that, again, ChatGPT just said recently, and this is not even news because it's not even in our industry yet, because this not a real thing yet, but I'll say it anyway, kind of undermining my point, even giving this any talking time, but that's fine. Shopify and Etsy recently claimed that they're going to be putting out a kind of API or something. It's very vague what the technology is going to be, but it's some kind of API or something in which you can plug your, somehow you can make your Shopify and your Etsy known to ChatGPT. Why it can't just do that from the web page, I don't know. But So it's going to work somehow like that. Like it's not even going to be SEOing for ChatGPT like on a web page, I think. We're not sure yet, but it looks like it's going to be like some kind of API you use or some kind of product schema with them or something like that. So, I mean, this is a totally different thing, quite frankly, almost. Yeah, barely anyone's using it. There's no conclusive stats. There's no stats at all that people are using it like crazy and that they've taken any appreciable share away from Google. So for most people that I know of, we'll have to see what happens with this change. But for most people I know of, they're still looping Google into any purchase cycle. So quite frankly, it's way too early for those kinds of things. So the question here I got was AEO got AEO content gap. Yeah. So, however, if you're talking about Google's AI overviews, which is the chatbot-ish like text that prints at the top of Google now you've probably seen, if that's what you're talking about, then yes, that is being used like crazy. It's about 50% of searches, some stats say, and yes, users are looking at it, and yes, they're clicking in it. About instead of when you used to rank number one in the 10 blue links, ranking number one would net you around 30% of the click-through. The rest would go to Google because that's how they make their money, is stealing from us. They steal from search engine optimization and they take the money for themselves because they're greedy little boop, little W words. Greedy little bloop, that's what I'm going to say. It's not enough that they make $100 billion profit per year. They want to make $101 billion profit per year and take it from all us SEOs as well. They would love nothing more. I assure you, they would love nothing more than to steal all of the money away from all of us, all of our businesses, all the SEOs, everybody, so that they can have it because they're greedy little pigs. And they could try to say whatever they like to make themselves feel better when they look in the mirror, but that's what they are. And sorry, going back for that, right? So, however, the AI overview is a real thing, and you used to get 30% clicks for ranking number one, but the AI overview is crazy, dude. You can get like 70, 80% of the clicks. No joking. Do not take my young vernacular and my exuberant delivery as facetiousness in any way, shape, or form. No, the stats say, and we can confirm this from when we're ranking in the AI overview, you get clicked like mad, son. You get like 70 to 80% of the clicks. So it's way more than ranking number one was before. So in that way, it's kind of very, very positive, quite frankly. And so you're right. You do need to worry about the AI overview. Let me show you, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, what the AI overview is. So the AI overview, if you guys are watching, ask any questions here in the right-hand side. So let me go do a test search. This is the AI overview, right? So if you can get your link in here, you can get 70, 80% of the clicks, which makes sense. And we know how to do it. As you can see here, I've been pimping this win out for a long time here. It's quite a far ways up. Here it is. So Simon got this, open, boop. Simon got this listing here for this very lucrative, very difficult query. That's just an example of, you know how much money these guys are making off of this? This is nuts. This is insane. So it's 70, 80% of clicks on this kind of a cosmetic keyword. They're going to make a ton of money, So the question is, how do you get the links up in here? How do you get the links in here? Well, first off, you need to be shortlisted here. And once you're shortlisted here and you're saying the right things to answer this query, you get put in here. And if you have enough references and people talking about you and enough trust on your site and enough trust off on other sites, then you get a link. Because Google ultimately is still following the vision of Amit Singhal, who used to be the head of search, and then he was let go and disgraced because there was a actual commencement a suit against him. And anyway, he had to leave, but they're still following his vision. Oh, this shirt's driving me crazy. Okay, I'm not trying to be sexy. It's too tight. I have to. I apologize. There. No, I'm not trying. I'm not trying to do that. It's too tight. It's driving me crazy. My pecs are too big. I'm too pumped up. There was a little bit of a schmexual schmanagement issue with Mr. Singhal. Allegedly, that's what I hear. Allegedly, it was allegedly, and he had to go. But they're still following his vision. It's always been their vision to have one question, one query, one search query, one answer. Not 1,000 answers, not 400 answers, not even 10 answers. One answer. One. There's that sound effect again. So that's what they want. They want to, and as I told someone recently, Google is not a search engine. They're not a search engine. They are a censorship engine. Their engineering, their business plan, their business model is to censor. It is to restrict the truth. It is to restrict people from their opinion. It is to consolidate. It is to classify you. The vast majority, I know this for a fact, because out of the court cases and out of when their private GitHub repo was made public for a few days, and we downloaded it, it's 43 meg files, 7,414 pages of ranking factors. We have them. And if you look at them, the vast majority of them are not ranking factors. And you're like, whoa, what? Josh, you're blowing my mind. You just said they were ranking factors. Yes, they're under the philosophical category heading of ranking factors. Say it like this. Ranking factors. But they actually are deranking factors. They are to classify websites they don't want, categorize websites they don't want, categorize web pages they don't want, categorize blogs they don't want. There's so many blog deranking factors, right? Just because there's too many of them and they don't give a shit. They don't like your content. They want to get rid of you. They want to not spend money on you, right? They waste hundreds of millions of dollars per year indexing, crawling, indexing, categorizing. And so they want to see you once, go, nope, never seeing them again, and put you away, or as little as possible, and throw you away. They are a censorship engine. Never forget. They have nothing to do with truth. The relationship with truth is tenuous at best. They are a censorship engine. Economically, it must be so. Otherwise, they would waste too much money giving too many people too much of a chance. So they conserve their money by giving the tiniest amount of people the tiniest chance, and they want to get it to one point where it's just one answer. Now that's fine. In SEO University, my mentorship group, and here on the show, we know how to rank number one, and so we can get there. We can get in the AEO review. I just showed you, just proved it. One of my students did that. I could show you the ones that I've done as well. I've shown them many times in the show. The point is that you have to understand how Google works. You have to understand the more you cost them money, the worse they're going to rank you. So that's another way of thinking about it. The censorship engine, they're not your friend. They're the enemy. They are a censorship engine, and they are which we battle daily to make our daily bread. Give us, oh Google, all daily bread. We battle daily to make our daily bread, and they don't like you because you cost them money. Because we are a thorn in their side. We are a constant thorn in their paw, is what we are. Okay, at least, well, I am. I don't know. You ever look me up on YouTube? You think there's no such thing as a shadow ban? There is such a thing as a shadow ban. I'm telling you, there is such a thing. I got a Robert De Niro face now. There's such a thing. There's such a thing as a shadow ban, and yeah. So anyway, but then again, it could have been my fault because I did a little bit of black hattery on my YouTube thing, went a little too far, and maybe it got it hit there. Who knows? Yeah. All right. So okay, but then again, all right. So the actual question was, so I'm gonna interpret the question as to what I think it meant was, so is there a content gap for the AI overview? Trying to get in the AI overview. How do you get in the AI overview? Do you care about a content gap? Is a content gap an important thing? What does the phrase content gap mean? Now, I'm pretty sure I know what it means for SEO, but I'll just check to make sure. What does content gap mean in SEO? Just to make sure, is missing content on your website your target audience is looking for but cannot find. Okay, interesting. So I wouldn't have said, that's not what I would have said, right? So I don't know if that's actually what they meant, that you're missing content that your audience is looking for but cannot find. That is even a worse idea than what I was gonna say, that you're missing content that your competitors have. That's how I understand the phrase content gap. So that's what I think you mean, is that so your competitors have a bunch of content you don't, or even it's a bunch of content on your site that you think your audience will be looking for. I saw Backlinko down there, that moron who knows nothing about SEO, and just won out of 10 million SEOs. He just won because he produced more content, and everybody else, he just went far enough of not knowing what he's doing, so he couldn't do any black hat because he doesn't know how to do it. And all the other SEOs did black hat in front of him, and that's how he got to the top. Anyway, allegedly is what I hear. I hear these things. People are saying these things. If the U.S. president can get away with it, so can I. Allegedly. It was alleged by allegedly. Anyway, so no, they don't know what they're doing. You can't even talk to him. His content's from 15 years ago. Forget about it. Like, you can't. I have too many rants. Okay, so in terms of that as a content gap, is it what your supposedly what your supposed readership is supposedly missing, and that's supposedly a good thing for you supposedly to add, or it's the content that your competitors have, a slightly better idea, the content that your competitors have and the gap between you and competitors. First idea is that it is the content, how self-serving, how incredibly self-serving. Supposedly, the idea is that the content gap that is supposedly important is supposedly what your supposed readers are supposedly suppose is supposed to be on your supposed website. Suppository. How many times can I say suppose? In the same sentence. Count them. Ding, 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 like 7 times. Okay, first off, I'm going to say no. No to any of that. That's not how to think of the content gap. If you're even going to bother thinking about it, which you shouldn't, because it's a waste of time. You should just be building content, not thinking about the lack of content. But I'll get to that in a second. You're not a magazine. You're not going to convince Google you're a magazine. They don't need any more magazines. It's not 2010 anymore. The blogosphere is dead. Should have died a lot earlier. It's dead now. Now, don't misunderstand. Yes, a lot of people ranking #1 have a blog on their website. And it says blog there. Okay, fine. Let's just put all that aside. I'm telling you right now, based on the algorithms, based on the economic model, based on my 30 years experience, based on my 15 years scientific testing, based on how we get all the wins and some of the fails we have too. We have a fails channel and we see the fails. We're like, okay, don't do that again. We know for a fact with a capital FU Google, you do not want to be a magazine. They don't want to rank a magazine. They don't want to rank a blog. They have too many blogs. There's too many blogs. That was everyone's go-to move for the last 15 years of, I know how to do SEO. I'll fire up WordPress and then I'll get Yoast installed. I'm not meaning to insult anybody who's listening. If this is, maybe this is you. Maybe you did this. I don't mean to insult you, but maybe consider this is a bad idea because everyone else has done it. And the problem is that Google has all these, as I just said, all these algos to classify you, categorize you, and demote you because they're like, we don't need another blog. You know, as Tina Turner said, we don't need another hero. Wiser words have never been spoken. We don't need another hero. We don't need another hero blog. All we want is like the young, the Thunderdome. That is all. That is all we want. That's your SEO. That's your SEO knowledge for today. All we want is like the young, the Thunderdome. They don't want to rank another blog, right? So they've got 500 blogs that are just as good as you, and so you see how that's really self-serving for those white hats from 15 years ago to say, oh yeah, it's the content gap. Ooh, it's this thing that's important and blah blah blah. Listen to my bullshit that has no fucking basis in scientific testing or reality. That's not what the content gap is. 1, 2, it's not something you should be thinking about. 3, if you were, if you weren't, then I just had grist for another rant. That's fine. You know, need my rant grist. Get all my old rant grist. That's not what you want to be doing. That's not how you want to think about it. It's incredibly self-serving for these guys who say blogs are important to say, then you need to pretend like you're a magazine, like anyone gives a shit about your writing, because none of us do. Sorry. I'm I'm sorry, allegedly, none of us do, because a lot of blogs are just not very well written, quite frankly. All the well-written pieces are behind paywalls. Generally, I mean that's an opinion. You may be surprised to find out that I occasionally opine. I occasionally opine. Allegedly, I will opine. Supposedly I will opine on this show. Allegedly, I'm supposed to opine upon this show. Thunderdome. So and they don't need it. They don't need it. So that's not the content gap you need to worry about. And of course, making people, my point for this 15-year-old assholes is if they put out this, that's what the content gap is. Do you see rhetorically how it just plays into their argument that it's all about a blog? Make a blog and you will dominate the rankings. You will dominate the Googles if you have a blog. I mean, no. Falser words, well, falser words have been spoken, but in SEO, falser words have never been spoken. Okay, what about the second idea of the content gap? So the second idea of the content gap is much better, a much better philosophically, theoretically, theologically, etymologically, entomologically. It's a much better, supposedly, it's allegedly, for real, it's a much better idea because it is important, right? Bigger sites rank better. That is a fact. I'll tell you that right now. Bigger sites rank better. So one major way that is a great way of getting ahead of your competitors is to have more content than them. Now, you might be like, Josh, that's very self-serving of you, man, because you have an AI tool that produces content. Well, that's not all it does. It analyzes the keyword space to find out the easiest keywords to rank for, and that also make you the most money statistically. And it helps you organize that so you can build strategically in a way that maximizes your chances of success and maximizes your chances of winning over everyone else. Because at the end of the day, SEO is a race. It's not about ranking number one. The person who ranks number one, or even the AI overview, is not who wins at SEO. It's a person who can get there faster, cheaper, easier, better, in a less risk-free way. That is actually the gem of SEO Copilot. Yes, it produces awesome content that it's human level quality in 20 minutes that would have taken you 20 hours to do. That is a godsend as well. But that's not even the best part. The best part is the beginning part. And I have to say this because people ask me, you have SEO Copilot? Apparently I've stopped rambling about this so much. I've got to re-ramble. I apologize. The ramble will be done in 5 seconds. That's where you want to start. And then you do the keyword spy, you run a keyword spy report. It analyzes the top 1,000 competitors, not 10, not 5, not 2 you cursorily looked at and thought you understood SEO from 2 pages. It looks at 1,000 and then writes the content based off of that to help you get into AI overview to answer those secret questions that every single query has. So yeah, so I hold my hand up. It's a little self-serving, yes. I would like you to go buy SEO Copilot. I may have a gift or a coupon for you if you wait to the end for those folks who are here in the chat. It's for the private people today. Sorry guys watching on YouTube. You can get in on these too. Join the newsletter. Email me, I'll put you in the newsletter. Or go to SEOCopilotai.com, click on resources and training, and you could sign up for as well. It's free. You can just jump on in here. And then you too will be eligible for the SEO Power Hour, the free gifts, the bad jokes, the dad jokes, the bad uncle jokes, bad uncle jokes, not bad uncle jokes. That's a different thing entirely. That's well, okay. Bad uncle. Whoa. Okay. So that content gap, however, is very good to listen to because bigger sites do rank better. And if your competitors have way more content than you do, then it's going to be much harder to beat them. It's like weight class in a boxing match or weight class in wrestling or weight class in the UFC. A heavyweight is going to beat up a middleweight almost every single time because mass matters, okay? Size matters. Allegedly, supposedly, size matters. In terms of, what do you think I'm talking about? How dare you? I'm speaking of websites, sir. Sirrah, I'm speaking of websites. How doth you complaineth about, okay. So, yeah, so big sites do rank better. So that's the content gap you have to worry about per se. But now I'm going to completely contradict myself. Do you need to worry about that? No, not at all. You shouldn't worry about that at all, because worrying, that's a negative word, man. We're all about good vibes here. We're not about bad vibes. We're all about good vibes. You should be having good vibes. SEO should be fun. Let's make SEO fun again. I need a red cap. Has anybody ever thought of that? Make SEO fun again. I've never seen that before. Maybe that's what I should be selling, merch. I should be selling merch on this show. You can buy the bones of Matt Cutts, the bones of John Mueller, this shirt, the hair dye I use. You could buy this pompadour, one of these bracelets, and one of these cheesy plastic piece of shit bracelets that men are supposed to wear these days, and I don't know, something else. I forgot. This just joke. I like this joke, and so I went off on it a little too deep. I forget totally the jumping off point how I got here, but yeah. So content size does matter, and let me tell you, not only because it's a major ranking factor, but let me tell you why. Because it gives you more chances to rank because you have more pages, more times up at bat, if you will. So sorry, there's another sports metaphor. I apologize for just drenching you in sports metaphors. But size matters, mass matters in that regard. Site weight matters, site trust matters. It's not the site weight that matters. In fact, if you have a 10,000 page site, but only 500 pages are indexed, you're going to be deranked. That's a spam penalty. So it's not about the mass and the weight of the site. It's about the trust, actually. And the more pages that you allow Google to trust, the more you're allowing Google to trust you, the more examples of trust you're giving them, so to speak, if I could put it that way. And so that's where all the blogosphere people were correct. That site size does matter. They're right with that. But not in the way they go about doing it at all, because they're just making you make spam, thin crusty content that is going to destroy your website. So it's like nutrition matters. Yes, we all agree nutrition matters. So you should be using these nutrition bars, and then to tell you the crappiest, worst, very bad for you, health food that is in no way satisfying the conditions of what they admitted you need, which was nutrition. But let me tell you another reason why content matters so much. Because, and I just said this to another person recently, and I was amazed that they didn't know this. Again, I'm amazed that, not that they didn't know this, but that more people don't realize in the SEO industry. Pound for pound, it's a race. And so every step you take, ding, 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 every breath you take, every step you take costs money. Money. It costs money, right? And every step you take, it needs to be cheaper and faster and easier than the steps they're taking, because you aren't racing with them. You're both racing like this. You're racing like that, right? Now, you need to make it cost $5,000 for every step they take, because they don't know how to do SEO and they're buying links and wasting money and increasing their risk tremendously and throwing their money away on something that maybe wasn't a good signal or wasn't a good link or whatever, blah, 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 blah. And you need to be spending like $10 per SEO move and just getting ground on them and like Speedy Gonzalez, you need to be past them. Because at the end of the day, it is a business process play. Quite frankly, guys, boring old business process analysis, which I've taught at the college level, I assure you it is boring. Fun little side story, I was teaching at Fanshawe College in London, Ontario, when my wife was doing her PhD at Western, and I was waiting to do my PhD at York in Toronto, 2 hours north. And I was teaching business process analysis. And it was so boring, I literally had to huck those little Halloween candies like Smarties and Mars bars. I had to huck those at students. You probably couldn't get away with this now. just thinking about it, don't do this. You'll be fired. You probably can't get away with this now. But I had to reward them with candy whenever they would pay attention, because it's that effing boring. But it's that important because it's how the business runs. It needs to be efficient. Every business move you make has to cost less money and time and risk than everybody else. And if it's just mathematically true, and mathematically, if you just decrease that gap so much that your costs and risk are down here and theirs is up here, you are going to eventually, in terms of income, beat them and pass them, and then they won't be on the SERP anymore, and they'll have to buy Google ads and pay the Google tax. Or they'll be fooled to move to ChatGPT way before it's time and waste their money and time there. That'd be even better. So yeah, That's how that works. And so that's why the content gap matters in general for SEO. But does the content gap matter for the AI overview, which is what I'm presuming they're asking about? Now, does the content gap matter for ChatGPT or Perplexity? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? No one's using it. I don't care. I don't know and I don't care. Nobody is using it for these purposes. Just us nerds are using it. People are leaving ChatGPT like crazy, especially now because the answers are got worse all of a sudden. But that's going to happen. It's going to go up and down, right? We're so early. We are so early in this movie. The movie is 5 minutes in of how AI is going to destroy the world. We are 5 minutes into that movie. It's like Titanic, like the iceberg is just barely grating against the front of the ship, and people are like, fuck it, and they're jumping off the side and dying. It is way too early to get off the ship. Remember what Jack said. We have to stay dry as long as possible. Always remember what Jack said. Poor Jack. There's plenty of room on that. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. Allegedly, supposedly, there was plenty of room on that wooden door. Just saying. Okay. Now, what other controversies can I weigh in on? We've got bad uncles, we've got allegedly, we've got supposedly, we've got that whole top of the world. We got that one. Okay, so we don't have to worry about the content gap for any of these other AIs. It's way too early for that, and all of them use Google search anyway right now. Quite frankly, Bing has gotten no search share. Like they thought, now we're going to get 1% search share away from Google. No, they didn't. Microsoft apparently has no idea what they're doing. All they're good at doing is making word processors and operating systems. Apparently, that's it. That's all they're good at. That's all they know how to do. Apparently, I don't know. And some people wouldn't even agree with that. I don't know. I think this version of Windows works better than in the 90s when I was working with it. But anyway, when I was smelling like Teen Spirit and raging against the machine, as I still do. Have you seen my bracelets? Clearly I'm raging against the machine. Oh yeah, Josh, did you make them yourself? No, I bought these for $20 each. Raging right alongside the machine, feeding the capitalist machine, as all teenagers do. Okay, so Assad says Microsoft makes money from LinkedIn, maybe. Oh yeah, possibly, perhaps that could be true. That could be true. Okay, but so how do you think about then in this rant? Is there a point? Yes, there is. There's believe it or not, there's been a logical thread. Ariadne's thread of logos, of logic has been peppered through, dare I say, Sarah, to this, is that, so what does the content gap do, finally, their question, what does the content gap do for the AI overview? Is the difference in content in any definable sense of what your supposed readers are supposedly looking for and or for what your competitors have important to consider in trying to get into the AI overview? And the answer is yes, tangentially. It's just, and the way it is tangentially is just in the sense of what I said. Everything about why content matters on a site weight or trusted pages on a site matters for all those reasons that I mentioned previously. It's how to pound for pound, how to catch ground in SEO. It's the basis of SEO. Bigger sites rank better, but they have to be trusted. Don't put them in a blog necessarily. Go ahead, use WordPress and use posts, but don't have the word blog anywhere. Don't make it look like a blog. Just make it look like a slash page, and Google can't tell the difference between your pages and your blog pages. That's what you want to do there. Don't go changing it now if you have it already and you're already ranking, because now you've relied on that. You've made that foundation and now you're sleeping in it. You've made that bed, now you're sleeping in it. To change to burn the bed. How can we sleep when our beds are burning? You can't. So don't burn your bed. Don't change your blog necessarily now. Never change your URLs unless you want to be deranking yourself for some time. So I'm not saying to do that. But sometimes people are like, Josh, I heard on your show you hate blogs, so I deleted mine and my rankings plummeted. I'm like, yes, of course, because that's what you made now. That's what you made, right? It's like Josh, I heard you say divorce is great, so I divorced my spouse and I went into the bedroom to make love with my spouse and they weren't there. Yeah, because you divorced them. So this is how this works. So okay, so if you have a blog, just don't go deleting it. Email me and I'll help you if you're having ranking problems. All kind of things we can do. Backing up, bad uncle, supposedly. But okay, so does the content gap matter for AIO? Yes, it kind of does in those ways that I mentioned. In another way, in that every single Google query has secret questions. Secret questions. Every single I want to have like a secret questions kind of come out of nowhere when I say that. Every single Google search query has secret questions, and they do, right? Because again, that's that omit all vision of one question, one answer. They don't want you to start at the top of the sales funnel. What are red apples? Who makes red apples? How much do red apples cost? They don't want you to jump through those informational queries. They want you to jump to the end. What are red apples? Here's how much they cost. Here's who made them. Go here to buy them. They want you to skip all those steps. I will give a free SEO audit to the person who tells me now why that is. Why does Google help users skip all those steps? Why? Why? Was it because of bad uncle? Bad uncle, allegedly bad uncle Amit Singhal? No. Why? Why? I've already said. Because it saves them money. That's why. Everything Google does, because she has a great ass. Sorry, Al Pacino came in there. Everything Google does is to make more money from you. Everything Google does is to make more money. That's why they have them skip steps. Every touch point there is $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. When you multiply the amount of volume they're doing, wasting millions, wasting millions, wasting millions, they finally got to where they wanted. So under the auspices of doing right by the user, that's their great justificatory principle. We do right by the user. Fuck you. No, you don't. You don't do right by the user, you piece of shit. You charge businesses a Google tax, so they have to up all their prices, so we pay more. Google search is not free. No, sir, it is not. It is not free. We pay for it when the businesses they charge to be at the top of Google have to up their prices because they had to pay a Google tax. So we pay the businesses who then pay Google. It is not fucking free. Don't say Google search is free. It's never been free. It's not fucking free. Don't be blind. Okay, so that's not allegedly, that's a fact. Assad says, you should do a disclaimer. Don't make any changes to your website after listening to me. And it's all about the money. Yes, exactly. Yes, you can make some changes to your website. Just don't go deleting your blog. That's what I'm saying. Is people are like, Josh says he hates blogs. I gotta delete this thing off of here and leave only 5 pages on my website. It's like, no, this is the site weight you've put on here now. And some of the content Google is kind of half liking. Now you got to keep it. Because it's also bringing you other signals you don't know about. And another reason why content marketing is so important, because traffic is a ranking signal. And that's how you get it. That's how you get the traffic, is by ranking for a bunch of content that we don't give two shits if people are looking for it. I mean, I guess they are. Ultimately, I could do a total 180 and say, actually, that content gap idea is actually true, but not in any direct, relevant, or meaningful way, if that makes any sense. It's true in the sense that, yes, there's billions of people out there looking for answers on trillions of queries that are easy to rank for, that you should be ranking for. If and only if they also make you money. Also, if they're closer in the sales funnel to where people have a credit card in hand, generally speaking, or that people are willing to bid highly on them, so you know that it's a lucrative query to rank for. So that's why you would use SEO Copilot's keyword discovery first, and that's what you should be doing. Okay, and then building your content from it. So you can build 10 pages a day, 5 pages a day, super duper easy. High quality article writer 2.2 is out now. It nails 3 other scores, 4 other scores that are green off the bat. I highly suggest you use it. And it does quite a good job. I'll answer that question in a second, Assad. Yeah. But does this matter for the AI overview? Specifically, does the content gap, the content you have on your site, and the differential between the expectation and competitor actuality, does that differential make a difference specifically to get into the AI overview? Yes, only tangentially in that you're answering the questions, the secret questions. You're answering the secret. I'm being facetious, but no, it's real. It's true. There are secret questions. Google has admitted this. There's a patent. Google's admitted it. We know the search. It's been leaked. We've tested it. It's a fact. There are secret questions. Query intent, they call it. It's not query intent. It's query interpretation, is what Google calls it. Our AI determines it for you and builds it for you, so you don't have to worry or think about it. But it's true. You do need it. It's one of the many things I have to make the AI do. It's insane, the stuff I'm getting the AI to do for you to save you time. Because in SEO University, we're like, it takes 20 hours to do proper SEO on any given page. This is not feasible. We need a tool to do it, so we built it. And AI had just come out. So we're like, oh, now we have a tool that can do this, that can think like a person. So that content gap is important. The differential doesn't matter at all, though. It doesn't really matter if your competitors. Well, actually, the differential does matter because that's how Google determines what the questions are supposed to be. It's the relationship between what people search, what they click. And remember the rank brain algo? There's three main ranking algorithms: rank brain, spam brain, snippet brain. And the differential between what they click and what they end up on, what they used to search after that, and the people also ask experiment, which is now separated out and it's its own thing. The people also ask questions are not the secret questions. Not. They used to be, they're not. The people also ask questions are not the secret questions. Do not go copying those into your page thinking you've cracked the code. I've cracked the code. That Josh Bachynski, he thought he could keep it private. He thought he could make money from his knowledge and his tireless effort. Ha ha, Josh, screw you. I know you meant the people also ask, Sarah, allegedly, supposedly, and I will put them on my page. That's not going to go well for you because that's not what they are. That's not what I'm talking about. Those are too far afield. Those are too far afield. No, the people also ask questions are very, very related, but they differ for every query. They're not the same for every query. You're like, okay, well, he said cost and who made it. So maybe those are them every single time? Nope. Nope. No, they're not. Do I know what they are every single time? No, the AI does. The AI does this for me. I don't look at this shit. I don't try to make a human guess. Are you crazy? That's not how you win. You win by business process efficiency. And what is more efficient than compared to a man making a judgment, even with my 30 years experience, and an AI? What's more efficient? The AI. Ding, ding, ding. It's the thing that wins in that race every single time. So I have the AI do it for me based on my 30 years experience and my 15 years scientific testing and my deep insider knowledge of complete leaked documents that I've read like I was a Google employee, knowing exactly what the ranking factors are, or very, very close to it anyway. Outside the Google search engineer team, there's probably no one out there who knows the algorithms as well as I do. I know them better than John Mueller. I know them better than Gary Ilyish. Does he even work for Google anymore? That's how old I am. Or this Daniel, this other fucking guy. I probably know them better because the search engineering team doesn't tell those guys everything. But I have the leaks. I mean, if they read the leaks, I guess they would know too, but why would they? Why would they care? And I've scientifically tested it. I'm going to be off here or there, but we got it when it comes down to the ranking biz. Anyway, allegedly, this is all allegedly. I could be bragging. This could be braggadocious. Google, don't fire me or whatever. Don't leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm already shadow banned. Leave me alone. You already make my sites malware when they're not in Google ads. Quit fucking with me, okay? You're a bunch of douchebags. Quit it. You should be ashamed of yourselves. History will not look well upon you. Okay. Now. So no, I mean, yes, the content gap is important for the AR view, but really in kind of like a philosophical different sense in that you're going to need site weight to get there, site trusted pages to get there. They have to be configured a certain way. They have to be built a certain way, answering certain questions on a certain topic, never going too far, never going too tight. The exact right amount to get into the short list of the AR overview in the first place. And then after you get in the short list of the AR overview, if you've got the right questions answered, that you can go into that paragraph, you can be mentioned in the paragraph, And you'll see that Google will clearly show you where they're getting their answers with the paragraph. And then how do you get the link there? How do you get the link? I mean, it's really good if your brand is mentioned there. I mean, that is a billboard on the superhighway that for you was free. You don't have to pay for it. You don't have to pay for that billboard. You got in the AEO review, right? Like this one I did here many moons ago now. This one I did here for these guys. All too many wins. We have too many wins. Too many wins. Here's Perplexity. Yes, we can do it. Who gives a shit? No one's using it. Like this one here, where I got them mentioned. This was just on page, by the way. This was just using SEO Copilot. I got them mentioned here. And they were ranking number 3 here. I got them mentioned here. They were number 1 in the short list. That's great. Don't get me wrong. Having your brand in here that people can read and then search about, you can't buy that. Literally, you can't buy that. Not in the AI overview anyway. And I don't know about you, but I've been talking with business owners recently, and they're telling me that the Google, the cost per click in some industries is so high that they can barely make money. Really, truthfully. And that makes perfect sense because that's the way Google set it up 20 years ago, 25 years ago. That it's because it's a silent auction, people will outbid each other naturally, and the prices for Google ads will just keep going and going and going and going and going up until the point, I don't know what Google thinks they're going to do when they reach the point where businesses are just dropping out of it massively, and they really have huge content gaps. You want to talk about content gap? You want to talk about content gaps? Get ready for the content gap when people realize that there's no value because they lack the knowledge to do SEO. Therefore, there is absolutely no value in them producing any content at all. And everything goes behind a paywall. All the newspapers go behind a paywall. Google has access, and no one's giving their opinion on the yellow Tubby or the orange Pokemon or whatever. All and huge percentages, bigly percentages of knowledge just disappears because there's no way to monetize it, and it doesn't even because Google got too greedy, quite fucking frankly, and there's no point even paying for Google ads because you don't make any money off them. It's like $40 a click, and you make $40 a sale. Well, then fuck you, Google. Is what that's going to happen. That is mathematically, logically what's going to happen. And there will still be businesses there. Walmart will still be there because they actually, their costs are so low because they're another monopoly, or something, or Amazon, whatever. The new Walmart did it to all the local businesses, and then Amazon's doing it to them. Haha, capitalism, fuck you. Someone please make an animated GIF of this. Okay, now that's going to happen. Mathematically, it's necessary. That's where this grows, right? And then people will stop making. You want to talk about content gaps? That's going to be a content gap. When it's like you can't find any whatever. You can't find important things like middle of the road searches that people need. You can't find. You can't find any services. You can't find any dentists. You can't find any. Right? You can't find anything because there's no point in making anything. And then the person who knows how to, they might have a GMB, that's it. Or like, there's no point in searching anything because no one's putting any content out there because there's no value in it. The information age is over. It's done. It was killed when we made the artificial intelligence age. But AI is not really the thing that killed it. Capitalism killed it. Capitalism was going to kill it anyway. Of course, the dollar was going to kill truth. People like the dollar more. What do you worship? Do you worship the dollar or truth? Then the dollar is going to win and truth is going to lose. This knowledge is as old as Plato from 2,500 years ago. That's book 8, The Digression of the Regimes. He said, verily. Yeah. So you want to talk about content gaps? You want to talk about the AEO content gap? That's the fucking content gap. That's the content gap coming. Is that Google will have their search share will then really plummet. Like in this foundation Isaac Asimov sense, the empire will die because it got too greedy. It was too greedy and didn't realize that they were cutting out their legs from under them by the way they did things, and it'll be too late. People will be like, fuck you, we're not making any content. Humans don't make content anymore anyway. AIs will be making content from AIs. AIs will talk to AIs and make AIs to make more AIs that make content for AIs that will occasionally tell a human something probably almost entirely fictitiously fabricated or artificially constructed by an AI. AIs will schedule us for meetings like play dates, right? And this will be the huge content gap. Google will die because they're going to be 40% content gaps in any given market. It'll be terrible for us because there'll be no competition. Remember that thing that's supposed to save capitalism, allegedly, supposedly, is supposed to save capitalism? Oh, the honorable competition between businesses will keep them honest. No. They just get together and rip us off more. Quite fucking frankly. I'm not saying communism is better, by the way. Before someone's like, oh, you're a communist, Josh. No, I'm not. Yes, I've read Karl Marx. Have you, motherfucker? No, you haven't. So shut the fuck up, one. Two, no, I'm not a communist. There are a million possible political systems that could be tried between unrepentant capitalism that is failing right now and will fail in the next 5 years, and we'll see 50 years of fallout from that, and communism, which also failed because it was never actually done the way Marx said it should be done. But I'm not a communist anyway. There are a trillion different shades of gray we could do between those two things. So no, I'm not a communist. But so no, bad uncle. I've been too much truth. Come, little Timmy, sit down and let me tell you how everything you believe in is complete horseshit. That's probably bad uncle right there, right? A little too much truth. A little too much truth today. I'm sorry. I'll dial it back. So yes, kind of content gap matters for the AI overview. that whole hour, I was just answering that question with all the caveats. Yes, content gap kind of matters for the AI overview, but ultimately nothing matters because the society is about to implode. So that's my answer. No, I'm joking about that. The society is about to implode, but we'll continue on. It'll be fine. It'll be good for some of us. For most of us, kind of, it'll be good. Make a lot of money now so you can get out of economic deserts. Make all your money now. I mean now, so you can get out of the economic deserts and you can set yourself up with good resources and a good community and a network in a peaceful area, and you will do fine. Okay, and that's how I answer the question. Looking got AEO content gap. That's how I answer that question. How'd you like that? Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, fire them in there. I'm sorry, George, I wasn't able to get more into detail into local. I did a little bit, and what you're looking for in the future is that local is gonna be so fucking easy because no one's gonna bother pimping out their GMB or doing a local SEO because they won't know what to do. One, it'll be too difficult. The anti-SEO algorithms will nail them if they try anything from yesteryear, anything that's publicly talked about. So it has to be in private groups like SEO University, which is why I privatized it 10 years ago, because I saw it coming. And anything that people's talking about publicly is, unless it's like foundational the way Google ranks, like site weight, site trust is foundational the way it ranks. They can't easily change that. I mean, I guess they could, but they can't really easily change that. And so I have no problem giving that out publicly. I will never say anything good publicly. Why? Because then Google will change it and it's no good to you. That's the fucking truth. There's an AI listening to me right now. Hello, AI. There's an AI listening to me right now. Right fucking now. Transcribing all this and putting this in Google's database, right? This is a web page. This is a web page to Google. Remember MUM, the multi-unified model, whatever it is? Every language, every video, every audio is a web page that they connect together in the knowledge graph. Right now, there's a little communist propaganda bag, a little communist, allegedly, supposedly, communist tag being added to properties of my knowledge graph entity right now. and he's a bad uncle property there too. Google hates this guy. Me. Okay. So I saw that. So ask me any questions on the right hand side if you have them. I will get to them. In all seriousness, 1 second. Sorry. Okay, now Assad says when you say don't do blogs, here we go. When you say don't do blogs, you mean don't just do blogs or not do it at all? Like for an e-commerce business, blogs help with bring new audience to the website, right? Yes, Assad, site content size matters. And so yes, you're adding content. I don't give a shit if it's a blog because that's our determination, not theirs. I don't give a shit if it's e-commerce. That's our determination, not theirs, right? That's WordPress. That's WordPress program in your mind, man. WordPress doesn't run Google. Google doesn't know about posts or pages and doesn't give two shits. They don't give a flying fuck about posts or pages. They care about HTML and the structure of HTML that they extract something called the DOM, the document object model. And then they vector embed all those entities to see what entities in what configuration, what genotype, which produces what phenotype, what underlying code producing what visual effect when it's rendered is what humans will click on in RankBrain to make good ranking things. So anyway, yes, you want to do a blog, but between you and me, it's not a blog in the way you think about it. It doesn't say blog anywhere. It has none of the blog features of the blogosphere. No comments, no related links, no in situ links either, by the way, those demote. What? A bunch of people's brains exploded. Boom. Yeah, you're hurting your site by doing that. Badly. What? Join SEO University to learn other stuff that you could do better and rank really quickly and really easily, or relatively easily compared to how hard of a go probably most of you are having it about it now. I know it's radical. I know it is insane to believe. However, okay, that's the way it is. I'm sorry. If it was easier, I'd make it easier. Do you think I like this tough sales pitch? Do you think I like having to come on here every day? I mean, I do. I like you guys, but and of course, obviously, I love the sound of my own voice. I mean, clearly, I love the sound of my own voice. And opining, allegedly, supposedly. But no, I mean, I don't make SEO harder on purpose. I do it because I'm honest. So I'm the one you should be listening to. Because, if anyone's like, oh yeah, it's easy, just follow these 10 tips for SEO in 2026, run away screaming before you tell the guy, this is really, I think it's much more complex than this. And I think you're really misleading people and hurting them to give a top 10 tips for SEO 2026 as if you could just follow a fucking tips list and rank. It's not 2005. So you're kind of doing people a disservice to make them think that that's the case and it's that easy, just so you could make your shit content that's not going to rank probably and not make you any money for sure, and that Google's going to steal and put in their AI overview to further produce that pollutant to spew that evil to everybody else, and you did their job for them of destroying people's livelihoods and life. Whoa, things got, what, Josh, what'd you say about bad vibes and good vibes? Okay, so things got a little bad vibey there. I apologize, but sorry, it's true. Dave left, too much, you couldn't handle it. Anyway, or you just had to go pee, one or the other. Tomato. Assad says, no, so like for an e-commerce business, blogs help to bring a new audience. Yes, it does, but they may not make a purchase. So yeah, so to answer the question, yes, you are making content, but don't think of it as a blog. If you haven't made your site yet, don't make it a blog. You want to strip Google of signals. You need to sneak past sleeping dragons. You need to remove your smell, everything about you. You need to remove everything about you that Google could possibly find and classify you as a blog. Classify a blog, demo. You need to avoid that and just give them pages. And it's like, one-to-one correlation. I wanted to know what the best red apples are. They answered the best red apples. I can find nothing else, no other reason why to classify and censor them. So I guess we'll try this. Oh, it worked. Okay, good. Rank them for more pages. That's how it works, right? In a very small nutshell. Assad says, how to join the SEO University Slack community. You can't. Just kidding. You can, but we don't use Slack. We use Discord. So yes, you can join. Just email me. Say you're a subscriber to the show. Whisper the name Secret whisper secret questions, and you too can get into the SEO University. and mention secret questions, and I'll know you're a subscriber, and I'll send you the goods. I've got I've got special pricing for my subscribers only. Now, if you've emailed me before and you're like, yeah, I know you're about your special pricing. No, you don't. No, you don't. It's new. I changed it. It's new. What do you think of that? So, sorry, I'm being smarmy. I can work with you. Email me. I might have a pricing for you that you might appreciate. Okay, let me check to see here if there is any questions on the TubeViews. The TubeViews, Fubar, the TubeViews has free Palestine. Okay, awesome. I'm not going to weigh in on that one, although for the record, I will weigh in on this. I wish peace and love to everyone. I wish nonviolence to everyone, and I wish everyone would just get along. And I'll hold my breath until that happens. I'll be holding my breath a long time, sadly. Anyway, so, okay. Assad says, gotcha, thank you. Got to go to another SEO meeting. Okay, no problem, Assad. Before you go, though, I should check to see who wins out of here. So there is 3 people in here. Assad, David, and Jason. Let me assign you a random number on this D6 here. Assad, you're 1 to 2. David, you're 3 to 4. Jason, you're 5 to 6. And the audit goes to 6. You're right, Jason. Lucky number 6. You're right. Boom. That's what I rolled. So Jason Hall, my friend, email me at the email address you see there, and you, sir, will get your free SEO audit. I'd be happy to take a look, and my SEO audits are legendary due to my experience and my scientific knowledge, the capability to fix what you're doing and improve your rankings, sometimes very quickly. All right, guys. Well, I've been ranting for long enough. Please ask me more questions. I'll answer them next time. George, submit your question again. I'd be happy to get deeper into local SEO. So just remember, guys, allegedly, supposedly, bad uncle. That's the things to remember for today. And thanks very much, guys. Email me if you have any questions. Oh, yes, right. So, guys, also, guys in the chat, email me. Email me. I said it out loud, so I guess it's for everybody. But secret questions. Email me, and I can get you discounts both for SEO Copilot, even a different way of paying, possibly for SEO Copilot and for SEO University as well. All right, guys. Good luck. Allegedly, supposedly, it's the weekend, and I'm gonna go.